Good morning, NBA fans. Welcome to another episode of NBA Central. This is your prediction show where me and our co-host or my other host, I don't like to say co-host. We both hosts on this joint.
Bro.
But hey, we preview the games from tonight. We review the games from last night. Man, we got a lot to talk about from a crazy Sunday of NBA playoff basketball. We're gonna get into Monday night's games as well. Y'all already know. Right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Steve-O, what's the word, Brody?
Not much, bro. A lot of good basketball today, and it was some good ones last night. Can't even lie.
Yes, sir. Happy Monday to everybody out there in the NBA Central world. Y'all already know what to do. Y'all can hit us up at NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Y'all want to say anything to us? Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and share this with everybody that you care about and to your haters. Steve-O, the
Indeed.
first game yesterday was the Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks. I thought Cleveland was going to come out and get this win. They fought and scrapped and clawed and scraped and tried their best. But Jalen Brunson ain't trying to hear nothing from
None at
nobody.
all.
As a matter of fact, Tom Thibodeau and Worldwide West and all you guys out there, go ahead and send Mark Cuban a gift card to Amazon or something up in this joint. Because y'all owe him all the gratitude and thanks for lowballing Jalen Brunson and allowing this man to come to your team. And as a matter of fact, go ahead and send some thank you cards to the Portland Trailblazers too for sending y'all Josh Hart. Because
Facts.
Jesus, these guys are carrying these teams to win. This team to wins. They're playing defense at a rate that's just ridiculous. That's two straight games in which Cleveland didn't even sniff 100 points. Steve-O, what do you think about that game?
Hey, in the words of if y'all are wrestling fans, it was a slobber knocker. But for real, like it was just a great defensive game. It just seemed like as you watched the game, it just like Cleveland just couldn't get on the pace that the Knicks was. The Knicks was on that the whole game. They played pretty much a flawless game. Like it's probably one of their best games of the season. Tom Thibodeau coached well. He played the players he loved to play. Josh Hart stepped, like you said, they need to be thanking Portland because that was a good pickup from them. They needed Josh Hart. He comes in with a lot of heart. Came in with gave him a 19.7 rebounds. Like that's exactly what you need. I want to say shout out to Tom Thibodeau for benching Randall. It takes a lot of guts to do that when you have a player of his magnitude on your team and the type of the type of player Julius is. He gonna say what he's mean. It just takes guts. He just wasn't playing good. He was making everybody else bad. So it just as a coach, it takes a lot to do something like that, and he did it. So shout out to him for taking Julius out the situation and realize what the moment needed. But yeah, like you said, Jalen came in, did what he had to do, 29.6 rebounds, 6 assists. Hey, Knicks want it. It just
They
looked like
do.
the Knicks wanted. The Cleveland not ready.
And you know what? Jalen Brunson is like the first Knicks player in his first three playoff games since like the 1960s to score 20 points and above. So shout out to
Since
that
Pop
man.
wrote or he probably just broke Bernard Owalt record or something.
Somebody, I don't think it was Bernard King, but it's crazy to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Not I would think that Carmelo Anthony would have scored 20 plus more points in all three of his first
Yeah.
three games, but that's shocking to see. Now, both West Coast games were crazy yesterday. We're gonna start with the first one: the Kings versus the Warriors. We said here yesterday that the Warriors are gonna win the game, but that the Kings was gonna give them everything that they can handle.
And
And
that's
if
literally
it
what they did.
listen, like the end of the game, like the last minute of the game, you had Steve Kerr challenge a foul that wasn't a smart decision to do it because it was their last timeout. They ended up losing that timeout, right? And that became an important situation, Steve-O, because the, the Warriors ended up calling a timeout then when
Calling the
they
time.
didn't
Yep.
have a timeout, and that ended up giving the Kings every
The Kings.
opportunity to win that game. They hit a 4-point play to get the lead down to one. They hit the technical free throw, and then they get a wide open. Well, not necessarily a wide open. I think Harrison Barnes should have pump fake and let Curry fly past him and
Yeah.
then taking the shot. But you had a good look, excuse me, guys, a good look from Harrison Barnes to win the game. It just missed. And the Golden State Warriors escaped that game by the skin of their
They
balls,
teeth.
bro. It's crazy, bro.
For real though. But that's really what it is. Like normally you don't win games like that, especially when you give them a lot of opportunities to win. So I like you said, we called it. We knew it was gonna be a dog fight, and it was truly a dog fight to the end. I don't know. Key was willing, hoping it went to OT, but hey, as long as it's a good game and the end in some type of controversial faction that's not bad, like yeah, I love it. So yeah, that's why I like to see it.
Oh yeah, this has the makings of a 4-5 type playoff matchup, but
Mhm.
it's not. It's the 3-6, and I feel like this one might go 7 as well. But if that's gonna happen,
Mhm.
Golden State is gonna have to do something that they haven't done all season, and that's win on the road. Well, next actually they don't have to win on the road for it to go 7, but if they want to win this series, they're gonna have to win on the road. The next game, the Celtics did what we expected them to do. They took control of the series. They took care of business on the road. The Hawks put up a fight, but they didn't have what it took. They're not really a good team. They got some
Yep.
good players, but they're not really a good team. Trey Young fell back down to his volume shooting ways. I think he was like 9 for 23, 24, something like that.
11 for 26.
Yeah, so 11 for 26 from the field. And Murray, what was Murray? I didn't really hear much from him
23
yesterday.
points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 4. I mean, 9 for 20.
Yeah, so there you go. That's what.
4 from 8 from 3.
So that's 20 for
Yeah.
43 from them guys. They got back to that, and
And
you
the bench
gotta
just
have.
didn't show up.
Yeah, exactly.
And John Collins.
You got to have production from your bigs and from your others, and they're not getting that in this series. And just frankly, Boston's the better team.
Yep. They got two legit probably stars on their team, and they came out and showed why they are. Both of them.
Now, this other West Coast game was bananas. It's like I don't even know like how the game ended up going to overtime
For
when
real. I was sitting there like,
Minnesota,
I
bruh.
was, I was like, wasn't it the margarine? I was like, this not this the math ain't mathing. It wasn't mathing. Because you step away from the game for a second. I come back. I'm like, wait a minute. They OT.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Minnesota had a 10-point lead with like a minute to go. And Denver came all the way back and forced overtime. And then Denver went up, and Minnesota came all the way back to win the game in overtime.
some weird stuff, bro. It, it
Bruh.
it is like, bro. It make all the Joker haters look good because the one time he have a Joker game is the one he lose. And I mean, and he was one of the biggest reasons why they got went into overtime, which is a definitely good thing. But it's just like every I just know the people gonna point their elbows and fingers at him. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
So before we say anything about how Minnesota got it done, coming up next we got the Bucks and the Grizzlies looking to tie things up in their respective matchups. Game fours, the last two game fours. But
Facts.
can the Heat and the Lakers ruin their plans? But yeah, man, like it looked like Karl Anthony Towns was engaged
He
last
was
night. You didn't really get much from Rudy Gobert again. Rudy Gobert out there putting up Christian Wood numbers.
right. 14 and 15, 7 for 14.
Like, come on, bro. Like, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. How did Anthony Edwards do?
34 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 12 for 27.
Yeah, that's not too bad from that young man. And then what about Cat's numbers?
17, 11, and 2, 5 for 9.
Well,
Uh,
he was also in foul trouble
yep.
super early as usual. That's another thing with Cat we can talk about. That
Mhm.
man is always,
And
always,
played
always.
he played the least amount of minutes of the whole starting lineup last night as
Yeah,
well.
because he was sitting on the bench in foul
Mhm.
trouble. He thought that when he got Nikola Jokic his second foul early, like it was like 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Oh, bro, like
He
no,
was
bro.
excited. He thought they was gonna put him on the bench, and they didn't put him on the bench. And then he went and picked up his second foul. And guess what?
Hmm.
He
Now
got his
you on the bench now.
he was on the bench, but Joker was still in the game.
Oh,
Because
bro.
Joker's a smart enough player to be able to overcome two early fouls. whereas Karl Anthony Towns not necessarily so much. But hey, Timberwolves live to find another day. They had to readjust their Cancun plans, but
Bro.
we're gonna see what happens in the next game. So,
Facts.
Steve-O, tonight we got two big games, Brody. Two big game fours, two opportunities to take 3-1 commanding leads or tie things up and start from square one. We're gonna start with the East Coast game, the Bucks versus the Heat. I don't even know. Let me see real quick. Is Giannis playing tonight? Like, what's the word?
That's probably that's a game time decision.
Man.
You already know what that is.
Uh-huh. But either way,
But
I
just
don't.
just but I'm about to say they got Bam and Jimmy for a game time decision, so you know how that go.
Oh yeah, that's that they playing. I don't care what they
Yeah.
talking about. But
Bro.
Giannis also a game time decision, and that really is going to well, no, he's questionable for game four, so that's a little
So
bit
they
better.
upgraded them to questionable. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Good news coming out of there. But hey,
Yeah. I just feel regardless if he come back or not, Milwaukee winning. That last game bothering them. I could tell it bothered them. They didn't expect them to win like that. And then, like I said, of course, you have a Jimmy game and here and there, so you got to prepare for that. So, but I just feel like they might have one of them nights where they shooting lights out again because that's one of these teams that's known to do that.
I mean, as far as the playoffs are concerned, this doesn't get talked about enough. At least not amongst us. I don't really watch too much like sports TV. I watch mostly YouTube stuff.
Right.
But Miami and Milwaukee have like a rivalry going in terms of like the playoffs. I think they played in the last 3 or 4 or 3 out of 4 playoffs. I know they
I
played
think
each
yeah.
other in the bubble. I know they played each other probably the year before that as well. And it's like they have a nice little history of playoff matchups. So I don't think seeding matters when these guys face each other.
No, no.
Milwaukee's they're number one in the East, and Miami fought their way in, but they don't care who's in front of them. I do
Facts.
got the Bucks winning tonight. I didn't see this series going 7, but I think we
Neither.
probably should have evaluated this
Yeah.
properly or differently in terms of like who are matchups. Styles make fights, as it says as in boxing. And by the way, I
Fact.
still can't believe how hard Tank Davis punched that boy in the pit in the livers.
Had that
Okay,
bug. Had that bug downloading. He's downloading memories and shit.
look, he punched him in his small intestine. He bogus.
Bro.
So
His
I,
body said, "Wait a minute, I said go down."
so we got the Bucks over the Heat tonight, but
For
this
sure.
series could very well go 7. Nobody snatching momentum, but hey, if the Heat win this game tonight, though, woo-wee,
Let's
that's
put some
gonna send
pressure.
shockwaves, bro. Nobody could have anticipated the Heat being up 3-1, regardless of if Giannis is on the floor or not.
Facts.
Now we got the game of the night, the series of the playoffs. Really, I mean that
Mhm.
Sacramento Golden State series is good for basketball reasons, but for non-basketball reasons, this man Dylan Brooks tonight, tonight, Dylan Brooks got to play the best game that he's ever played. Period. Whether
Oh
it,
yeah, and we in LA tonight.
yeah, we gotta, bro. Because you were front like that. We've been talking about this all season over on the Shy Bulls podcast about how Memphis is good for the NBA in terms of them not playing that respect card too tough the way that these people do typically, hugging and going out to dinner and texting each other and so on and so forth. They genuinely dislike the Lakers and LeBron James and all of that, and that's good. But your mouth writing checks that your ass can't cash. And
Yeah,
that's what's happening right now with the Memphis Grizzlies. They are front running, I mean, mainly Dylan Brooks, front running, talking crazy, but you lose the other day and you don't even want to talk to the media afterwards. And
so
then you go ahead and blame the media for the persona that you have, that you created yourself. I don't like it. As much as I like Ja Morant, I would like to see the Lakers win this game tonight. I want to see them win this game tonight and put them boys in the 3-1 hole, just basically for just talking too much. That's just
yeah,
how I feel about it.
I think I got Memphis taking this. I think Memphis gonna come in after losing that game, especially with Ja having 45. Ja gonna be on that tonight. I feel like because with that injury, you just get better with rest, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure his hand feeling better than what it did last game. So I just feel like they all gonna come on the court. They all gonna come locked in. They in LA. They realize the pressures against us, the back against the wall, and they gonna come in win. Now I do feel the same way. I feel like they do need to get humbled, but at the end of the day, I just want to see good basketball.
Absolutely. And speaking of good basketball, where's Desmond Bain? Where the man at?
Bro, I don't know. He just ain't been Desmond.
Something
He
happened,
probably
man.
turned into actual Bang. I don't know.
Now I do
Baby,
know
the city
that
of Gotham.
uh they bet they're not going to be outscored 35-9 tonight in the first quarter
Nah,
or
that ain't
any
happening.
quarter. And they barely lost by in double digits after losing by that much in the first quarter. So I know Memphis is going to bring it tonight. But we already know the Lakers have the type of leadership and veterans out there, the people who've won before, to get it done tonight. So hopefully the Memphis Grizzlies can win, because obviously I want 7 games in pretty much any series that doesn't involve my team.
Right.
But man, LeBron and them smell blood.
I hope
And
they do.
and if Anthony Davis plays anything like he played the other night, it's gonna be a long night for Memphis.
Yep. He's the glue to whatever happens to that team for sure.
All right, so y'all already know how we do over here. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us every single morning as we preview and review NBA basketball games. I'm your boy Big Bro. We got Steve-O Speaks in the building. And hey,
Bro.
y'all make sure y'all follow all the other Central family. Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central, and of course the Cognac Gang Shy Bulls podcast. We got daily content on all those channels, and we appreciate y'all for rocking with the gang. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.